Imagine this for a moment. What if the life you dream about is not far away, not impossible, not reserved for lucky people, but quietly waiting for you in the smallest things you do every single day? Not in big dramatic changes, not in overnight success, but in tiny habits so small that you almost ignore them. Today's story may sound simple, but if you stay with me till the end, it might gently change the way you look at your mornings, your routines, and even yourself. Before we continue, if stories like this help you feel motivated, calmer, and more hopeful about your future, take a quick second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps these stories reach more people who might need them today, and it means more than you know. Now, let's begin. There was a woman named Sarah. She wasn't famous, she wasn't rich, and she wasn't doing terribly either. Her life was just average. She worked a regular job, came home tired, scrolled on her phone, went to sleep late, and repeated the same cycle every day. Inside her heart, though, lived a quiet frustration. She felt like life was passing her by while she stood still. Sarah had dreams. She wanted to be healthier. She wanted to feel confident when she spoke. She wanted to stop feeling behind in life. At night, she imagined a better version of herself, someone disciplined, focused, and proud. But every morning, she woke up to the same habits: rushing, skipping breakfast, telling herself she'd start tomorrow. She didn't hate her life. That was the problem. It was comfortable enough to stay the same, but uncomfortable enough to make her unhappy. And slowly, that unhappiness turned into self-doubt. She started believing that maybe she just wasn't the kind of person who could change. One evening, after a long and exhausting day, Sarah sat alone in her apartment. She wasn't sad, she was numb. She opened her notebook, the one she had bought months ago to plan her new life, and realized most pages were still blank. That moment hurt more than she expected. The next day, something small happened. On her way to work, she stopped at a park she usually walked past without noticing. An elderly woman was there, slowly watering plants. Every movement was calm, unhurried. Sarah watched her for a moment and smiled politely before leaving. The next morning, the woman was there again. Same time, same slow movements, same calm presence. And the next day, and the next. Curiosity grew inside Sarah. One morning, she stopped and said hello. They talked briefly. The woman's name was Margaret. She had been coming to that park every morning for years, watering plants as a volunteer. Sarah asked her, "Don't you ever feel tired of coming here every day?" Margaret smiled softly and said, "Some days I feel tired. Some days I feel lazy. But the plants don't grow because I feel like watering them. They grow because I show up." That sentence stayed with Sarah the entire day. For the first time, she wondered if her life wasn't stuck because of lack of motivation, but because of small, consistent actions. She realized she had been waiting for a big wave of inspiration to change everything, instead of building tiny habits that slowly shape a life. That night, she made a decision. Not a big one, not a dramatic one, just a small one. She decided to wake up 10 minutes earlier the next day. That's it. No full morning routine, no intense workout, just 10 minutes. The next morning, her alarm rang. She wanted to stay in bed. Her mind offered excuses. 10 minutes won't change anything. But she remembered the plants. She got up. She used those 10 minutes to stretch lightly and breathe. Nothing fancy. When she finished, she felt something she hadn't felt in a long time. Control. It was small, but it was real. The next day, she did it again, and again. Some mornings she failed, but instead of quitting completely, she returned the next day. Slowly, 10 minutes turned into 15. 15 turned into 20. She added another small habit, drinking a glass of water before coffee, then reading one page of a book, then writing one sentence about her day. Tiny things, almost too small to notice, but they began to change how she saw herself. Sarah noticed something surprising. Her confidence wasn't coming from big achievements. It was coming from keeping promises to herself. Small promises, simple promises. Weeks passed, then months. Her life didn't suddenly become perfect, but it became lighter, more intentional. She had more energy. Her thoughts were clearer. She stopped feeling like life was happening to her and started feeling like she was participating in it. Here's the truth most people don't talk about. Big changes scare us, but small habits feel safe, and that's why they work. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. Sarah still had bad days. She still felt tired sometimes. But now she trusted herself. She knew that even on hard days, she would do something small, and that was enough to keep moving forward. One day, she looked back at her old notebook and realized it was no longer empty. It wasn't perfect, but it was filled with effort, and effort, repeated daily, quietly builds a life. If you're listening to this and thinking, that sounds nice, but my life is different, remember this. Change doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for consistency. It doesn't care how fast you move, as long as you don't stop. Small habits work because they bypass fear. They don't overwhelm you. They don't demand motivation. They only ask you to show up. Maybe your small habit is waking up 5 minutes earlier. Maybe it's reading one paragraph. Maybe it's speaking one sentence in English out loud every day. Whatever it is, make it so small that your mind can't argue with it. Because when you do something small every day, you send a powerful message to yourself. I can be trusted, and trust is the foundation of confidence. Sarah didn't change her life in 1 year. She changed her direction, and that made all the difference. If you're feeling stuck right now, don't look for a big breakthrough. Look for the smallest habit you can start today, something you can do even on your worst day. And when you do it, don't rush to the next thing. Pause. Feel proud. That pride is fuel. If this story spoke to you, I'd love to hear from you. Comment below and share one small daily habit you want to start or rebuild. Your comment might inspire someone else who's quietly struggling. And if you know someone who feels lost, tired, or stuck in the same cycle, share this story with them. Sometimes one gentle reminder is enough to start a transformation. Thank you for listening. Stay patient with yourself. Stay kind to your journey. And remember, small daily habits don't just change your routine, they change your life.